to a lot of different guys.
How do they do that? I mean, that's what everyone wants to be explosive and spread the ball around. What do they do to enable their guys to do that?
Well, they take big plays. They take big shot plays. They go downfield a lot, and they're not afraid to take chances.
Without giving away secrets, obviously, you guys have been successful most of the last 2 years. What, in general, have you all been good at doing to stop that?
Just you gotta stop the explosive plays. So that's gonna come in the back end. We gotta play well in the back end. That's one of the main things when you play a spread team. And then when they run the ball, everyone's got to fly around and rally.
This will be the third different quarterback you'll see with the Dan Mullen offense. A lot of backups moving into starting roles this year. What's your thoughts on how he's taken over and really seemed to have that offense pumping?
He's definitely not a backup type of guy. He's a big player. He can play for him. He's not as athletic as the previous quarterback, but he's a great player you see on film. He knows how to run the offense and he can spread that ball around.
And we think a lot about, you go back to the Mullen offense over the years about mobile quarterbacks, but when it's a pocket quarterback, how does the offense change and how do they get it in their concepts?
Well, this guy's still mobile. They got two quarterbacks actually. Trash, he can actually run and can escape the pocket, but not as much as the past Mullen quarterbacks have been. But, I think Mullen's doing a great job in letting this guy use his arm and use his brain.
Coach was talking about the last game and some of the fits when you watched the Kentucky game. Of course, it looked good from the press box, but when you watched the film, what did you see in the Kentucky game? You had a pretty big fumble-inducing hit there.
Yeah, we had some good fits there, but we had some things that, if they made one play or one guy was not here, they could have took it to the house. So there are certain things that we just got to fit better, and I think we worked on that over the bye week and got better at that.
What's your thought on playing Florida and Jacksonville? You've done it a few times now. I've had some big plays in the game. Do you like that? Do you think there's any disadvantage to Georgia playing them down there every year?
I don't think it's a disadvantage. I mean, the stadium split 50-50. So the stadium split 50-50, and there's history for that game. I love it there. I mean, I don't care. We could play all the way in the Bahamas. I really don't care as long as we get there, play, and get it over with, come back here and move on to the next team.
Is there any difference travel-wise? Flying versus if you were taking a bus an hour and a half like Florida does?
I mean, not really for me.
It takes you how long? I was going to ask you how much trouble does it feel like getting there when you guys do your normal travel routine?
I like flying, so it's not a big deal for me. I don't see it as a trouble at all.
Last couple of weeks, Wagner was a big physical guy at Kentucky, and Brian Edwards has been great at South Carolina. But like Kirby was saying downstairs, I mean, Florida's just got tons and tons of receivers that they throw at you. How big of a challenge is this week, given the depth that they have at receiver?
We got to play really good in the secondary. We know the ball can go to anybody at any time. There's not one guy we can just key on. So we got to play. Everyone's got to do their job, and that's the main thing.
Is this as deep as a group as you've seen as far as receivers? I mean, Kirby was saying how deep this group is.
Most definitely. We haven't seen a group like this all year, so we expect big things from our secondary.
What do you see from Pitts, and how do you guys typically match up with a tight end? What kind of matchup issues does that create?
He's a big guy. He's a true 6'6", big guy. He has a lot of range. His catch rate is out of this world. So we got to play real physical and be real tight in coverage.
Mullen has kind of taken some subtle shots at Georgia this offseason, probably to fire up his fan base, that kind of thing. Does it add some juice to the rivalry? Do you guys catch wind of that? Is it talked about in your locker room?
I have not heard one shot he has taken, honestly. That's honest truth.
Yeah.
Jay, I'm not sure if you can ask this, but what's your description of somebody who's never seen this game?
It's going to be a hard nose-fight game because every time we played them since I've been here, it's always been a battle. Last year was a top 10 game. It always decides who wins the East.
And describe your feelings, especially the first time when you were on the team bus and you're driving over the bridge and you're witnessing just the whole scene.
I was really shocked how, it was 50-50. I've never seen anything like that. I never seen just one side red, one side blue ever in my life. So it was really impressive.
Was 2017 your first game here?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a chance to go unbeaten against Florida yourself, even though you're a Texas guy. I'm sure you would take some pride in that. And what does that mean to this program to get this one?
Anytime you go unbeaten against any team, it feels really good.
Does this feel like a playoff game and kind of the importance of it going forward for you guys?
Yeah, you know, every game's got to be a playoff game from here on out. You know, every game that we started this year, we've preached that it be a playoff game. We want to take that mindset going forward.
I know it's nameless, faceless opponent a little bit, but does this game have a little bit more juice just because it is Florida?
Well, we know that whoever wins this game is going to win the East, and that puts you in the hot seat to, you know, drive the destiny of where you want to go, puts you in the SEC championship.
Kirby went on a little bit of a rant last week when asked about the defense and whether it's good. The more productive the defense is, the more the coaches kind of poke and prod and say stuff to you guys too, to make sure that you're not buying too much into the numbers.
Yeah, most definitely. There's some things that we got to work on defense. We've done a great job so far this year, but we can do a lot better.
How much of it does it also kind of matter that teams you're going to play? You're going to statistically better schedule going down the stretch than the 7 you played.
We just got to go out there and do our job, you know, and that's the main thing. And we got to keep creating turnovers. We got to keep getting the offense back in the ball.
Can you describe the challenge their skill players and these wide receivers present for you guys?
There's just so many of them, and you never know where the ball's going to go. Like some teams, we knew the ball's going to go to one receiver or one running back, but they have so many weapons out there. You just never know who's going to get the ball, and we have to play really good in the back end.
We were just hearing from Kirby, and it was like every question about the offense, he came back to those receivers. Like, how about those quarterbacks? Like, man, those receivers. How much have you heard about them? Are you like, you know, dreaming about these guys? How much scouting reports you've seen?
Definitely not dreaming about them, all right? But no, those guys, they do a really good job for their team. There's a lot of weapons out there, and their quarterback does a great job spreading the ball around.
What about Pitts, the tight end? Are you dreaming about him at all? Kind of what is he bringing?
Y'all got to stop with the dreaming stuff. It's kind of weird. But he's a great guy. You know, he's 6'6". He's got an amazing catch radius. We got to play tight coverage on him.
You have a group they're so deep at receiver and they've got a tight end to throw into the mix. Like, how much of a challenge is that for a secondary, knowing like that they're deep at receiver and they've got the tight end to throw into things?
Well, we just got to do our job, you know, and that's part of the job. You're going to run into teams like this, and it's something, you know, you take as a challenge you look forward to.
Yeah, we're at the playoff environment. I mean, the whole back to the wall, used up the mulligan. I mean, does it amplify things any?
We just know whoever wins this game is going to most likely win the East. And, you know, that's what history says, and we're in the driver's seat when we win this game to, you know, go to the SEC championship and whatever else we want.
Do you feel like after the last 2 games, this team has something to prove against Florida?
I wouldn't say something to prove, but, you know, we just got to go out there and take care of business.
Kirby was saying Florida's got pretty much a complete package on offense. They can run the ball, Trask can run it if he needs to, and opposite receivers. Like, have you seen kind of the same thing? Are they one of the most well-rounded groups you faced on offense this year?
Most definitely. They have 2 quarterbacks that do a great job for them. They got, you know, stable running backs and a stable receivers. So playing really well in that back end and tackling is going to be a big key for us.
As a defense, when you face an offense like that, that's kind of good everywhere. Are these the games we look at and say, this is where we find out how good we are when we've got an offense that's well-rounded like this?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, you're going to find out how good the defense is. We're going to be tested. These are the games you dream about playing against teams like this. That's why you come to the SEC to face teams like this. You don't come here to play, you know, teams that have one good guy and that's it. You want a challenge.
So you are dreaming about this game?
Not dreaming about it.
You've seen Dan Mullen's offenses with a couple teams in your career here. You've also seen them on film. What are the things that define what they do, and what do you have to do to be successful on Saturday?
You gotta stop the big plays. You know, Dan Mullen's gonna take shots. They're gonna take big shots. They're gonna go downfield. He's gonna throw the ball deep. You know, he might throw in a trick play here and there. But the number one thing is stop explosive plays.
Does your stomach still drop a little bit when you think about that flea flicker last year?
Not at all, man. I'm done with that.
I guess Notre Dame, you know, you put it on the Savage badge, you get an interception was a big deal in that Notre Dame game. How important is, I guess, creating turnovers in this Florida game coming up?
Creating turnovers is a big key this game. You know, every time we create a lot of turnovers, we end up winning the game, and we need to do that, and I think that'll help out our whole team.
Last year, you guys obviously had the bye week and then the Florida game after lost to LSU. How much was last year kind of a springboard through the last month or so of the season to get you guys to the SEC championship?
Well, we worked on a lot of fundamentals over the bye week last year, and we did the same thing this year. So I expect us to go out there and handle business.
What were those fundamentals?
Just getting off blocks, block protection, coverage, just little minor details.
when you have an offense that maybe hasn't hit its full groove as much as people would like, do you guys take it as a defense, like, the offense isn't hitting on all cylinders right now, we really need to kind of lock it in and help them out when they're struggling?
Not at all. We don't put unneeded pressure on us. We just got to go out there, and our job is to create turnovers and stop the other team from scoring.
Sorry if someone's already asked you this, but just the bye week, how needed was that? Not just health-wise, but just kind of mentally to kind of get your bearings back, knowing you got a big, tough November coming up.
Anytime you get a bye week, you always want to see what you're weak at and work on some opponents and work on the things that you are weak at. So that's what we did. We worked on some good fundamentals. I think we got better.
What are you expecting going up against this Florida wide receiver core in passing game?
Those guys are really good. They have a lot of weapons. You never know who's going to get the ball. So we're going to have to play really good in the secondary.
Fromm began this year in the top 5 or 7 Heisman voting, and Trask hadn't started the game since like 9th grade. I mean, he's kind of come out of nowhere. Just how hot of a quarterback is he right now when you look at the film, and how much momentum does Trask come in here with?
He's a great quarterback. Watching him and watching him play some teams, I got some of the throws he makes and some of the decisions that he makes. And, it's unbelievable. You don't see that a lot of guys. So, just containing him and giving him different looks is going to be a big thing.
I know the philosophy is next man up across the board, but to see a quarterback step in and the offense kind of catch another gear like that, what do you think that says about him just kind of as a player, as a competitor?
That he's a big competitor, has a big competitive toughness, and he doesn't care what's going on. He's ready to do his job.
What's it feel like to put on the Savage pads, even especially in a big game?
It's an amazing feeling because you create a turnover, and it's not just a Savage pass. It's just bringing all the whole team together, and everyone celebrates it.
To kind of have like a defensive celebration almost because you don't get the touchdowns usually.
Yeah, it's just good seeing like the whole team run over there with you and be part of that whole thing.
Probably gets overblown a little bit, but Coach Warren was right there last year, knows all that personnel, all those things. Is he a guy that has been thus far and can be a resource for you guys to kind of understand what you're up against and what you have to deal with in that Florida team?
Most definitely. He's gave us some tips, and he knows these guys inside and out, so he has definitely helped us.
Is that have you guys, thinking back, I can't really think of an example. Have you guys had that in the past at all for a game, just to coach an assistant of some sort to be able to maybe present some of those things to you?
Not really.